Lately, I've been finding myself more and more excited about the upcoming expansion, and beyond the expansion, or before the expansion in this case, Season 2, as we look forward to the future of what New World is planning to bring. Now, this video is going to focus primarily on the positive side. I've expressed some of the key development concerns that I have with servers, and I want to state that here because the rest of this video I think is going to be overwhelmingly positive. And I know that I have a tendency to rub some people the wrong way. So it's not that everything is always perfect and wonderful in the world, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a refreshing pace. And so today we're talking about the New World expansion weapons, what I'm hopeful for, in a way expecting. And this could be my downfall because expectations tend to sometimes bite you in the butt. From time to time. But hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Brian if you're new around here, and if you're a returning subscriber, what number New World video is this for you? How many of my New World videos do you think you've consumed? Sound off in the comments below. I'm honestly genuinely curious, and that's what you get for subscribing. You get a task at the start of the video. I apologize for giving you guys a chore here. Hopefully you guys enjoy that exercise. But anyway, the expansion is set right now, unless things go awry, to come out this fall. There's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of really good games getting ready to launch, and I can't wait to talk more about those with you. But in terms of New World and its expansion, what we know about the weapon that they've talked about, and they keep saying the weapon, and it's my hope that we add an S to the end of that, weapons. The reason being is when we talk about what we know is they've talked about a focus weapon. I think that's absolutely needed. They are in the right mind when it comes to what is really a value add to the game itself. But one weapon doesn't feel expansion-esque enough. And the reason being is that if you look at year one or year zero, depending on how and where you want to count, I guess we're technically in year one as we build to year two in this case. If you look at that, we got the Void Gauntlet, we got the Blunderbuss, and with the Brimstone Sands update, we got the Greatsword. So in a roughly year's time, we got 3 weapons. And if they come out with an expansion, labeling it an expansion, the name expansion, the word expansion, and has just the one weapon, I'm going to and maybe this is fine, but I'm going to tell you personally, I will be a little bit what a missed opportunity. Because one of the fun things, I don't know if you're like me, I'm weird in this way. One of the fun things I like is a choice. What should I level up first? What should I try first? There's a choice, at least between 2. I think in terms of an expansion, the word, and the weapons, the word, a minimum of 2 should be what is expected, especially at this earlier stage in the game's life. Down the road, when there's hey, we've covered pretty much the vast majority of weapons, that's going to be a different conversation. So I don't want to say they need to add 2 weapons per expansion for all eternity because of X, Y, and Z. No. I think there is a time and a place where you can say, well, realistically, instead of adding a new weapon, we decided a new skill tree per each weapon to give you guys even more variety, right? That would be something perfectly reasonable, I think, down the line. But in terms of it, I think weapons, 2 weapons, especially when it comes to the focus weapon, which could be flail, could be, a mace. I've been watching a lot of the other content creators. 5 Head Survival Gaming just posted a really great video that kind of is the inspiration to this video. So if you guys haven't seen his, go check it out. I think it's really good. He debunks the whole dagger mystery because a lot of people are expecting or, speculating daggers based off of New World, database style leaks and stuff like that, or data mines. And the thing is, daggers are coming. We've already seen daggers already in the game in terms of the UI. So that isn't anything new. That isn't anything earth-shattering. But people want daggers too. And I think that it would go over so well to give people the choice between both, hey, you gotta, whether it's a flail, a mace, a celestial gauntlet, whatever you want to call it, for the focus-based weapon, but then also the daggers you have as an option as well. And I think that would be something really exciting to kind of give a lot of players what they're looking for and what they want. Give them that type of fantasy that they're looking to build and bring into this MMORPG. So beyond that though, there's the other aspect of something that I've been wanting a long time. I don't know if they're going to deliver on this. I think when it comes to the focus weapon and the daggers, chances are more on the high side. You can let me know. We can look back at this video and laugh and be like, man, we were way off. But in terms of it, what the heart wants in this case, when we start to look at how the sword and board, the sword and shield is set up, I kind of do wish that we would see with the expansion kind of a rework of that weapon class in terms of the shield and the sword. When you think of the shield in and of itself, you think the pairings with hatchet or spear. That would open up a lot more build options, tanking options, variety, survivability. And I think that would go perfect along with the expansion. That's something where instead of like 3 weapons, right? 2 weapons and a rework of swords, where all of a sudden, yes, you can pair the sword and the shield, or you could pair the sword just by itself, and then you would have another option or another tree or something along those lines. I'm not putting that on them. They did say, the devs have commented on that they have had that feedback, they've gotten that feedback, and that to redo that system or redo that would take a lot of work, and that was years ago, right? So years is ultimately a lot of work. Now, I want to say one kind of thing from a development perspective, that mindset, right? What I have suggested here with more than one weapon isn't a light amount of work. It isn't something easy to kind of just like, oh yeah, that just, right click, add new weapon, and that's how it's done. That's not how it's done. You talk about animation, skills, balancing. There's a lot that goes in. That also goes into how do these weapons within the ecosystem work in tandem with all the other weapons. I love how New World gives me the freedom and the flexibility to continue to build out the fantasy that I want, even if it isn't the most efficient, even if it isn't meta. And I think that's an important aspect. It's a refreshing aspect that I get from New World that I don't really get from a lot of other games out there, unless they're single player games. And what I want is a multiplayer game. And that's just where I kind of fall. So in terms of it, guys, I'd love to know what weapons, what's your expectation? What are you thinking? Sound off in the comments, jump in the Discord. We can have this conversation. And hopefully my life will get back to a little bit more normal paced. We've been babies getting some sleep. Other kids aren't. So I don't know if there's any parents out there who listen to my content, but I know there are a few. But if you guys, are parents, you know firsthand. And if you're not, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But not here to waste your time. Hopefully you got something good from today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully we'll talk very, very soon. And yeah, other than that, I wish you guys all the best, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. But until then, take care.